You're listening to Overflow Funnels, the podcast for creative entrepreneurs who want sustainable, freedom first marketing strategies that actually convert. I'm Stina, Pinterest and funnel strategist for business owners who are done with burnout and ready for overflow. Every week, I'll break down the strategy behind showing up less, selling more, and building a business that supports your life, not the other way around. Let's dive in. Okay, so to recap, we've talked about Pinterest, we've talked about blogging and email separately. But in today's episode, it's time to bring it all together. I'm going to give you the behind the scenes breakdown of how each of these pieces work in sync to form your own overflow funnel. And this is the part where things start to feel really aligned. They come together and you can start to see how it will work for you and your business. So we're going to start by mapping out the role of each platform. Just go through it really quick. So we have Pinterest, which is your top of funnel traffic driver. It's going to help people discover you when they're actively searching for help, inspiration, or a solution to a specific problem they have. Because unlike Instagram or TikTok, Pinterest users are in research mode. They're not in the doom scroll mode. They're not scrolling and forgetting at midnight, We've all been there. And then we have blogging, which is your middle of funnel trust builder. That's where people will come to your website to learn from you. They're going to resonate with your perspective because you're going to give that in your blog post. And they're going to start to believe that you get it. You get their problems, you get their challenges. You're not just posting pretty visuals on socials. You're giving value that helps them make decisions and teaches them something. And then we have email, which is your bottom of funnel conversion engine. This is where people start to feel safe enough to buy. You've earned their trust, you've shown receipts, and now you're making aligned invitations. You're calling them in. So each of these platforms has a job, and when they all work together, it's like a quiet sales team that never sleeps, and we love it. So each piece is doing its part 24/7, around the clock. Even when you're on vacation, you're taking a walk, or you're baking cookies with your kids. So I'm gonna talk to you about an example, a real scenario here. So you could just imagine you're a brand and web designer who works with wellness businesses. You create a Pinterest pin titled "How to Design a Website That Sells Your Massage Service." Right? And that pin is going to link to a strategic blog post. 5 website design mistakes that repel clients in the wellness space. And in that blog post, you share thoughtful insight. You're going to have visuals. You're going to have real life examples. And at the end or in the middle, where it's natural for the text, you're going to have a lead magnet opt-in. You might have both going through there. So for this example, it's a freebie, the Wellness Website Starter Guide. So someone is going to search on Pinterest, someone that is creating their website that is a wellness provider. They're going to be on Pinterest. They're going to be like website tips, wellness industry, or whatever. They're going to find that pin because you're using the keywords, website, wellness industry, and so on. They're going to click on it and they're going to think this right here is exactly what I need because this is telling me what not to do and what to do in the lead magnet. So they're going to grab it. They're going to join your email list And over the next 5 days or so, they are going to receive a welcome sequence with some behind the scenes tea, just letting them know a little bit about your business, how you operate, and all of that stuff. You'll give them a case study email walking through past client transformation. You're going to give them an invitation to book a free consultation or to buy like a template kit if you have that. And this person never followed you on Instagram, never attended a webinar you had, never DM'd you, but they're binging your content, your emails, your blog posts, you're building trust, and you're booking the call. That's the overflow funnel at work. And next, I want to talk about mistakes that break that flow, that breaks the system. And that is number one, treating Pinterest like it's Instagram. Pins should never be like a cute version of your Instagram quotes or your Instagram content. They need SEO optimization. They need keywords in headlines, keywords on text overlay, in descriptions everywhere with clear outcomes. They need to be problem solving. And if I'm going to be honest, a lot of the quote ugly pins I have done a lot better than like the aesthetic ones. I don't know. They grab attention in the feed. When everything is beige, if you have something that pops, it's gonna like grab the attention. And then you have writing blogs like your diary as the second one. It's not your journal. Grab a real journal for that. Pen and paper, go ahead. Your blog should be a strategic trust tool. And every post should solve a problem, share a belief, or teach something. And the third one is sending emails without direction. Email shouldn't just be a newsletter, not a roundup. It should be a conversation that builds belief and makes clear offers. Don't be afraid to sell. So what I see is most creators are trying to like duct tape these platforms together without thinking through the customer journey. And that's what causes burnout. It's not that your funnel won't work. It's that there's a disconnect in your content that can't carry the weight that you need it to do. It can't perform like you want it to do because there's something that is just not right. And that breaks the flow. So what is a funnel with the flow or that flows? So here's what it can look like on the back end. You plan out 2 to 4 blog posts a month based on what your ideal client is Googling. So ask the questions, ask the people you're working with what their questions were, why they wanted to work with you, like what their challenges are. Make sure you know that. And you design pins that link to those blog posts. You could do like 5 to 10 for each and schedule them out for the month or month ahead. And then make sure you invite people to your lead magnet, your low ticket throughout the blog post. Tie it to it. Low ticket or lead magnet needs to be tied to your core offer. It can't be something totally random. If you're a photographer, don't have a lead magnet on like cutting carbs or whatever. It needs to be tied to what you're doing. And then your email sequence needs to deliver hardcore value. Your story and a clear CTA, call to action. Invite them in to take action. Because the magic is in the alignment. The pin, the blog, the lead magnet, and email all speaks to the same person with the same problem. That's why it works. It's consistent, intentional, and so easy to follow the whole road. And what it can look like over time, it can be magic. If you do this for 6 months, your blogs are going to start ranking on Google. Your pins are going to drive thousands of monthly views. Your email list grows every single week. You're booking discovery calls and selling your products without posting constantly on socials. You don't have to launch 5 times a year. Over the next 6 months, you've built a funnel that builds itself, that works by itself, and that's overflow. And it's what I want for everyone who's tired of constantly spinning their wheels. Okay, people, that's it. Make sure your funnel flows. And if you want to get started, grab the Overflow Funnel Clarity Guide in the show notes and sketch out how these platforms can work together for you. You want some help mapping that out? Book a strategy session and we'll lay out the whole system together. Personalized, aligned, and actionable. See you in the next one.